Vediamo, vediamo, sono curioso, dai. Vediamo, vediamo, dai.
Here's a health to the company,
sono proprio curioso.
and one to my loss. Let us.
Perché qua se non parte copyright, qua mi sa, no? Bravo che mi hai detto che c'è la musica tutto, se no parte il copyright qua su di me che ho avviato la diretta. Meno male che me l'hai detto. No, purtroppo non posso far sentire la musica perché qua... Sì, questo sì è lui, ovvio. Mhm. No, non penso, sarà pure meglio, eh. Ma qua, fidati, questa è ancora la versione, quella che conosciamo tutti, capito? Non è quella là... Sì, sì. Ma se fosse così non lo so, ti ripeto. Ma la musica se n'è andata, dottore, perché qua non lo so, perché poi non la sento. Ma dici, cambiato, vediamo, vediamo. Ah, bello, bello. Ah, vedi che era meglio, hai visto, che ti ho detto?
We fly no colors out here, but praise the lack of them. So let the black flag signal nothing but your allegiance
Ah,
to
però ancora del
man,
lavoro in
national
progress,
freedom.
vedi che lo dice. Sì, sì.
If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools who persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
We're pirates, kid. We take as we please and become who we like.
But that look ain't you. It's not who you are.
Who am I then?
You're a wonder, Kenway. You've a knack for this kind of work.
It ain't work if you love it.
Vabbè, ma di sicuro fanno vedere qualcosa.
Hey everyone. I have to say it is so good to be here. I played Edward Kenway more than a decade ago, and you know, he's one of those characters that never really leaves you.
Come da te? Allora li avviati
Over
tu.
the past months, we know that you've been waiting, or we know that you've heard things.
Ah, ma questo è
And
l'attore,
today,
visto che
it is
spizza.
finally time to share with you what we've been working on. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a faithful remake of one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games. It's totally rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine and enriched with lots of new additions. Resynchronization with Edward's journey and memories. The same story, the same man, but elevated to a new level of immersion and realism to bring you one of the most thrilling, swashbuckling pirate adventures. And I'm happy to say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be released on
Allora
July
era
9th,
vera quella data, sì,
2026.
9 luglio.
Today, guys, you are getting the real deal. The first ever look at gameplay. Everything that's been rebuilt, reimagined, and some behind-the-scenes stories. But enough of my talking, yeah? Let's just jump right in.
Sì, se esce a mezzanotte, sì.
Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. 13 years after the original, this remake brings the classic
vedi,
game
quello
back to
l'originale,
life.
quello...
Rebuilt from the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the most thrilling pirate adventure. All right, let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may
Sì,
say.
ci voleva.
So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway.
Questo è un
A
capitolo molto
rebellious
bello.
scoundrel eager to make a name for himself in the pursuit of glory, freedom, and a search for a better life.
Questo è molto bello.
Seen your face before. Yous mates with them pirates down in Nassau.
Shut your bloody gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
Questo è proprio bello.
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures.
Sì, mi sembra di sì.
Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane, and Blackbeard.
Adesso che era
With them,
Campanella,
he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic
pure il suo
following the
amico.
pirate code and defying empires built on cruelty and greed.
Vabbè, è tutto ancora un
their
work in
search for
progress,
freedom,
però ti devo
power,
dire che ci
riches,
siamo.
they'll fight across a treacherous tropical paradise.
Bello, bello.
From dangerous waters to dense jungles.
Poi a me queste cose mi piacciono,
Lands and a
aggiungo,
bustling
dico,
historical
ho
cities.
scoperto poi.
From the grandeur of Havana, the thriving and wealthy jewel of
Sì,
the
sì,
Caribbean
sì, sì,
ruled
sì.
by Templars,
Sì, sì, sì,
to
sì.
Kingston's bustling trade hub, and Nassau, the beating heart of the pirate republic. Each city offers a
Sì, beh,
distinct
sicuramente.
atmosphere shaped by opportunities and conflicts. The Caribbean world reaches a new level of immersion and realism, powered by high-resolution
Vedi
textures,
l'originale, beh, si vede che sta
Enhanced
tutto.
lighting.
Guarda qua, adesso.
strikingly detailed environments, and a new dynamic weather system.
Guarda nel
Even
mare,
underwater
dammi due
exploration is more
cose,
expansive,
che
more
figata.
beautiful, and more perilous than ever before.
Ecco lo squalo, non ci credo, lo squalo.
With seamless access to cities and locations, the world feels truly
Che te lo volevi mangiare, squalo, scusami. Ah, ma non ci credo.
creating the perfect backdrop for a life on the edge, where
Oh.
freedom is earned and danger is never far away.
Attenzione.
Time to draw swords, lads.
Beh, ovvio.
The combat system has been entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience. While wielding dual swords, pistols,
Bello, tutto
hidden
questo.
blades,
Questo tutto sui canali,
move now
questo
plays a
spacca.
specific
tutto.
role with faster, more fluid attacks and combos. Land a perfect
Beh,
parry
certo.
to open up your target for an instant kill, then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns.
Sì.
Use walls, ledges, and breakables to your advantage. Keep track of your opponents and use all your tools to level the playing field. But fight recklessly, and
Molto
you will be
bello.
punished. Whether you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment is key. As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves. From free jumps, to back ejects, and side ejects. These options offer a range of reactive movements, giving you tighter control, resulting in greater speed and deadlier assassinations. Being a pirate assassin often calls for a subtle approach. With Resynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now
Sì,
crouch
questo sì,
free
ma poi mi
as
sembra
part
che
of
era
your
il 2000
toolkit to approach targets.
2013-2014 mi pare che era uscita, no? Eh sì.
Tailing and
Beh, oddio,
eavesdropping
devono
missions
ancora
have also
migliorare,
been
però.
revamped.
Guarda
In the original
l'originale.
game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization. Yes, this was a
Sì,
pretty
mi
big
ricordo
pain
che
point.
tutto un po'.
We remember. Now, the action continues. Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly.
Infatti, c'è ben più moderna la
All
cosa,
these new
capito?
interactions offer multiple ways to succeed and progress in your missions. Of course,
Meglio, meglio.
This wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship.
Jackdaw.
You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The Jackdaw.
La Jackdaw, questa è la nave, sì, si chiamava così.
Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the high seas like never before. With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon, you now have more power and flexibility to overcome opponents' ships in any situation. You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back, and as challenging, dangerous, and exciting as ever. To reinforce your crew, 3 brand new officers make their entrance.
Tutte queste cose andranno migliorate, dato che è ancora un lavoro in progresso
Padre
tutto.
and Deadman Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative questline that reveals their backstory. Gain their trust to recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities. Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons.
Si ritorna, signori.
Explore the Caribbean alongside your crewmates and trusty pet. That's right, you can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw.
Ma guarda che lo possono dire anche già adesso, dopo la cosa, possono anche
Steer
dirlo.
through violent storms, rogue waves,
Ed è
or
bestia,
just soak up the sun, regaled by shanties new and old.
Sì, sicuramente sarà già.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced offers a deeper, more immersive
Devi fare la
adventure that
stessa
remains
cosa
faithful
fuori
to
il
what players
campo.
love,
Attenzione.
while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests and storylines, including ones for the officers you met earlier and, just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed. Defy empires and relive the era's explosive events amidst the ancient war between assassins and Templars in the ultimate pirate fantasy. Gold, infamy, and adventure await. It's time to raise the black flag again.
Sì.
With Black Flag Resynced, we set out to reconnect with the heart of Black Flag. From the
questo è il
start,
direttore
the
del
intention
gioco.
was clear:
Attenzione, dottore.
deliver a faithful and enriched experience grounded in what players loved. We've rebuilt the entire adventure using our latest Anvil engine. Expect fully overhauled visuals, new additions that deepen its world,
Tra
and
destra e
enhanced
sinistra,
gameplay both
tutto.
on land and at sea.
Lo vedi com'è?
Movement now flows more naturally from one action to the
Paragoni
next,
vogliono dire
whether you're doing
tanto,
parkour across rooftops in Havana or fighting on the docks. Parkour builds on the latest design improvements from recent Assassin's Creed games, while still keeping Edward's classic moves. Combat now offers a more dynamic swashbuckling experience, driven by precise parries and takedowns. Stealth gets its share of improvements too, and the ability to crouch anywhere. They open up more tactical routes and subtle approaches, letting you shape the adventure the way you want. Naval gameplay also follows the same philosophy and offers more tactical options. New officers will join your crew with powerful abilities, while the Jackdaw's weapons can be upgraded with new modes to change up the fight. The sea now plays an active role in how you'll be challenged by the elements. Weather and waves will influence how your ship will handle, while preserving the pace and freedom players remember. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced matters deeply to us and to you. That's why we took the time to rebuild it with the care it deserves. This remains a solo, adventure, and character-driven experience. It is not an RPG. The focus stays on how you play and how you explore the world. And as we develop the game, we organize dedicated workshops with our community. These early player feedbacks played an important role in refining many of these elements. Here's a look at their most recent visit.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Ubisoft Singapore studio where we invited some of our biggest Assassin's Creed fans to discover the remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They've had the opportunity to meet the devs, try the game and share their valuable feedback with us. Here's what they had to say.
I still can't believe that I can help the dev team to make the game better and improve it when it finally arrives.
I'm part of that process, and Black Flag is my favorite game, so to be a part of that process is just awesome.
It felt nice to be appreciated in that way, to give direct input about the game.
The feedback with the dev team, they were very open as a dev team to take the criticism, what needs to be fixed, what's great. They even asked us more questions about it. So I love the curiosity that they show us, and it shows that they truly care about what they do.
I'm just really excited to be back, like with the addition of new audio lines, the new dialogue, and the new music.
I'm super excited to actually help improve the staff experience for the game.
I care about this game, this remake. When I heard rumors about this game, I just wanted to be involved in giving as much effective feedback as possible.
Some of this work came directly from spending time with some of our core players early on. We had them play early builds and sat down with them to gather their honest feedback on the game, tapping into the many things players expect of a Black Flag remake, from gameplay features to visual fidelity. This helped us refine some of our choices along the way. What was interesting was not only to gather that feedback, but to understand why players reacted this way. They were incredibly passionate about Edward, how he moves, how he reads on screen, even the details on his face. That led to deeper conversations. Together, we explored different approaches, tested ideas, challenged assumptions, and refined choices until the intent felt right again. The team's passion and commitment have driven every step of this journey, and we can't wait for you to see more of what we've been crafting.
Oh, it really is so good to be back in this world. Now, I believe the Black Flag is one of those pirate adventures that never really left the players' minds. And it's also really special to be here today with some of the people who have shaped the game back then and who are bringing it back now. Jean, you were creative director on the original Black Flag, and Paul, you're the creative director on Resynced, who's leading the vision of this remake today. Now, before we dive into what the game is now, I'd love to go back for a moment. So when you started building Black Flag back in early 2012? 2012. How was the world imagined in the first place? I mean, what were the pillars that were there from day one?
Well, from the very beginning, one of the key central core pillar was fluidity, right? We really wanted a seamless experience, connecting movement, combat, and navigation, all very naturally. And it was the same seamlessness that we were looking for between naval experience and the ground experience, because the other challenges we were facing was to merge actually two fantasies, being a pirate on one side and being an assassin on the other, without any friction. And the sea wasn't just an add-on, to the ground experience. Naval gameplay was really a core pillar from day one. We also wanted a world that feels alive, right? Something that would react to the players, always in motion. And it was very compelling to me to see other people, like Paul and his team, actually, to face the same challenges that we did face back in the days. And I think what helped them craft the game was that a lot of people involved in Resynced today were already part of the game, the original back then.
Paul, so you were already a part of the team back then, right? So, when you come back to a project all these years later, what stayed non-negotiable from the original vision, apart from the fact that, I'm Kenway?
So, Matt, the one thing that was non-negotiable is the original story of Edward Kenway. We have never approached Resynced as a reinvention. Our goal is to carry John's vision forward. And today, we have much more room to do so since the game is engineered and rebuilt on Ubisoft's latest Anvil. It allows us to push dynamism, gameplay, immersion further, while keeping the original vision and story intact.
Yeah, Jean, and you mentioned before how collaborative the original game was, and can you talk about that, especially with Singapore?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a absolutely team effort back in the time, and I remember actually in 2012 when we first came here in Singapore, meeting Paul and the team to do what we call the blueprint. You know, this week of hard work where the game really emerged from the preparatory work. And Montreal worked very closely with Singapore. Singapore built key parts of Black Flag. The naval gameplay was built on top of the Assassin's Creed 3 naval tech that was developed, you know, in some specific missions. But you were also behind a lot of places, locations, and gameplays, you know, like caves, underwater gameplay, forts, ships, and some major missions.
Guarda la demo nel 2013, tutto quello originale.
So there seems to be like a real sense of continuity here, you know, not just in the game, but in the people making it. You know, one thing that really shaped Black Flag for me was how dynamic the scenes felt coming back to it for Resync and shooting the mocap scenes in Toronto. The scenes just felt so dynamic. Like
che poi Resync dovrebbe essere risincronizzato, capito? Perché tipo essendo remake si risincronizza, capito?
So from the start, and it was a lot of discussion with Kama, the animation director back then, we really wanted the scenes to feel alive, you know, we wanted characters moving, interrupting each other, exchanging objects, you know, and reacting physically. And that sense of movement was really part of the game's identity.
And when you rebuild a game like this, I guess that becomes a huge challenge, right, Paul? And how did you keep the spirit whilst trying to push it further with all of today's amazing technology?
Well, there are many ways, but to carry on the spirit of Black Flag, we always remember one thing: rebuild the game with the original pillars in mind, John's pillars and the original core team's pillars. But the most important thing was the story. Every single
Quest'anno si stanno scatenando perché l'anno prossimo PS6 tutto
the facial animations, but that's important because that's the soul of the game.
That you men are the pariah of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char.
Incazzato nero.
And you know, when you add new things to a game that people really know off by heart and they know it so well, the fear is always that the people might notice the seams, right? Jean, when you played it, what did you feel?
Well, actually, I felt like playing Black Flag, you know, and not even noticing where the original end was ending and when the new content that Paul and the team wrote was starting. And this is something really important. That continuity is very much essential.
You know, Jean, whenever we wanted to change or add something, we would always question ourselves, does this belong here? Would Edward do this? Would John get upset? And if the answer wasn't clear, we simply wouldn't do it. However, as we all know, no remake is complete without additional content. So we have added brand new chapters and brand new missions to the game, including a brand new scene with Edward's wife, Caroline, that's written by Darby himself.
Yeah, I remember playing it. Jean, so like there's something, I don't know, there's something deeper in Black Flag than just like pirate freedom, you know, and it's closely tied to the character of Edward.
Yes, absolutely. We really wanted to send a message also saying that freedom without structure doesn't lead you anywhere, right? And Edward's arc reflects that. He thinks everything will be granted, you know, that's the good
Sì, c'era scritto all'inizio, c'era scritto,
è
uguale specificato.
Right? And so this is very important because it grows into someone that understands his own responsibilities and that makes him, like you said, very human.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I really leaned into coming back to the character after more than a decade. You know, it's the same Edward, but there seemed to be like, for me personally, you know, from the scenes that were written, kind of,
vedi
as I
qua che
said,
sta
more
facendo le
dynamism,
riprese,
but also
giustamente.
there's a certain kind of weight to Edward's journey, you know? I guess that with Black Flag
ormai si fa
Resync,
tutto
there
così
are
ormai.
some really kind of important decisions to make, right, Paul? And how did you approach those?
So, Matt, with Resync, we made a clear choice. It is a pure story-driven adventure, and we are fully focused on Edward's adventures in the Caribbean. As a result of this focus, we have elected to not have the multiplayer and not have the DLC.
Cerca vendesi fratello per
However, Resync
PlayStation
was built
5.
from the ground up. New
Ecco.
story, new content, and new systems. But we're staying
Madonna
true
mia.
to its action-adventure roots. Resynced is a 2026
Porca
take on
miseria.
the original legend. And for those of us who are curious, the original will still be available.
And John, so the modern day, right, that played a really specific role in Black Flag when it was released. And so can you explain how it fit the franchise back then?
So, you know, back then in 2013, the present day reflected where the franchise was at. It was a transition moment, especially with Desmond's story and what it meant at the time. But now with Resync, I think there were some changes were needed.
That's right. Today, the modern day has evolved. For Black Flag Resynced, we have approached it in a way that focuses on Edward's journey while still connecting his memories to the Animus. The modern day riffs in Black Flag Resynced will feature new moments that focus on Edward's internal struggle.
There's also something about Black Flag that I feel
molto bello, ti devo dire.
I don't know, people still crave what the game brought, you know?
You know what? I think it's because it's a game full of life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, there is danger and violence, but everything takes place under the bright Caribbean sky, you know?
Ok, sì, stavo vedendo come si vedeva.
It's very generous in a sense, and that sense of escapism has always been part of the game.
L'ho dovuto fare dalla play perché mi servirebbero tipo da PC, tipo 2 schermi per farlo bene. Ma chi ce l'ha 2 monitor? Me lo dai tu, dottore? Dottore?
I never had is the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dottore, se mi dai uno schermo gratuito apprezzo, dai. Ah, vedi, Collector's Edition la fanno vedere, visto che c'era scritto in alto, dottore. La Madonna mia. Qua mi sa che veramente... Sì, la statua di lui.
So today we'd like to reveal a collaboration with an artist that's deeply
Che se ci mettono pure che combatte con lo squalo, è sballamento. Poi,
has a special place in my heart because of his work on Assassin's Creed Revelations.
La Collector's la dobbiamo vedere, perciò attenzione.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
Hey everyone, Woodkid here. I'm in my studio in Paris now and I have great news for you.
Beh, non penso, dottore.
I'm back in the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Probabile,
this time for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. You know, the world of Assassin's Creed has been
Non ho capito, Salvo, ma tu riesci a scrivere in live? Scusa, come hai fatto a fare l'emoticon?
15 years ago or something. And this time, I'm very excited about what we've done. I know that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a game that's very important to all.
No, dico, mi era spuntato che hai fatto forse un emoticon in live, o ho visto male.
And these are themes that are very, very important in my work. You know, I've explored these themes a lot in my music. So I won't say too much, but I can't wait for you to hear what I've done for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Having him return to the franchise, especially for Black Flag Resynced, means a lot to the team. We've been working on a new reimagined track specifically for Black Flag Resynced, and we can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, right. And, you know, music is just one of those things that the people remember long after they stop playing. I mean, I did. You know, the sea shanties, I still play in my car now from time to time, you know. And this game means a lot to you, and we know that.
Yeah, absolutely. This game means a lot to me, and I'm not saying that just because you guys are here. Just working on a game takes me back to 2012, and we all want the game to be the best it can be, and we really hope that you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, so you entered the Animus for real.
That's right.
In 2012, yeah.
I mean, what a great thing, right? To come back to something, you know, more than a decade after, you know, and get to revisit and rebuild and reimagine this wonderful world. It's just been such a pleasure for me, and I thank you guys for bringing me back. Before we wrap this up,
te la vedi prima, l'hai vista forse.
This is something pretty awesome. I saw it today for the first time,
stai più
and I
avanti
love
forse
it.
tu.
So here we have an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced Collector's
Edition.
It's so awesome, and inside is a really stunningly well-crafted figurine of Edward Kenway sitting there, slouched like me, really. And he looks really cool, and it's crafted really well. And inside there's a notebook with all of like Kenway's diary entries and journeys about all of his adventures, and there's also a brooch and a cloth map, and then some goodies in there for everyone. So this one is really cool. It's the first time I've seen it today, and if you guys like it, then you're gonna have to get your own because this one's mine.
Sì,
You deserve it.
Thank you. No,
You're welcome to take it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. We can't wait for you to live or relive this thrilling pirate adventure with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That will launch on July 9th, 2026. I just want to say thank you for all being with us today, and we cannot wait for you to experience it yourselves. Cheers.
Ah, ma si può scrivere allora? Ah, pensavo che non c'era la chat. Vabbè, sono contento, dai. Ah, breve, che ti ho detto, dottore? Preordine. Hai visto? Hai visto, hai visto?